Hello my friends, this is Utagamon. Welcome to another one of my benchmark videos. In this video I'm going to benchmark project card version 6 on a single Radeon 7950. I have already done a video with this video card, but with my Q9550 I am pairing it with my Core i7-860 for this, and I'm going to benchmark the high settings, and I will make one more with ultra settings. This is a digital recording as always at 60 frames. It is recorded using an external recorder, so what you will see in this video will be pure performance. My Core i7-860 is operating at 4 GHz. There we are. It has 8 GB of memory, and the graphics card is a Radeon 7950 Gigabyte Windforce 3 running at 1.1 GHz. I'm using the Crimson driver, but GPU-Z does not recognize it correctly. If you can see here, I'm using the Crimson driver 15.11.1 version. For this benchmark I'm going to use fraps, and we're going to see the frame rate result here. I have kept my previous run result from the 5850 at high settings, and we will see below the result for the high settings for the 7950, and in a later video below this the 7950 result at ultra settings. Anyhow, let's launch the game and see how it performs on the 7950 compared to the 5850. No intro. Let's go to the options quickly. The visuals are all enabled as in my 5850 video, and for the performance tab I am also using the exact same settings. Okay, no difference. So let's go to my benchmark location, Azure Coast Stage 1, 31 opponents with sunny weather and the Apollo S. I'm leaving these guys to move along for a little while, and I'm going to simulate the remainder of the session and spectate. And now I'm starting the benchmark. Okay, this is the end of the benchmark. Let's return to the desktop and see how the game performed in numbers. The performance seemed quite good just by watching. CPU usage quite higher, of course, compared to the 5850. The frame rate was also quite higher, which was 57 frames per second compared to 33 in the 5850. Okay. MS Afterburner reports decent frame rate with a little jumpy frame times. The frame rate gets better as the benchmark progresses due to less opponents being rendered. We do have some CPU limits even in this run, so that means that the frame rate would be even higher with a faster processor, but overall it is quite high. CPU temps. The CPU usage gain. Some cores are very high loaded, other ones, probably the hyper-threaded ones, not so much. Still the CPU usage on average was below 50%, but you cannot tell for sure because hyper-threading confuses the percentages. 4.2 gigabytes of system RAM used, quite lower compared to the 5850 video. That is due to the video RAM of the 7950, which stores some extra data and lifts the burden from the system RAM. CPU temps again on average very good, so is the GPU temperature. 1.1 GHz for the core clock throughout and 1.8 gigabytes of video RAM used. The 5850 was using 1 gigabyte of video RAM in this instance, so the rest of the 800 megabytes were stored in the system RAM, and the card was asking what it needed from there. It's preferable to have all the data on the video RAM, of course. Uh, I need this file. Okay. Comparable frame rate at 46 frames per second. Let's see the frame rate graph. Above 40 frames per second, but lower than 60 during the first part of the run. This is where the most cars were piling up, and after that the load became lower and lower, so the frame rate went up. I'm going to set the frame times chart to 16.6 milliseconds. We see that we do have a lot of frame rate, a lot of frame times above that mark, and that's why the calculator says that the comparable frame rate was at around 46 frames per second. Frame times chart, less spiky than the 5850 was, but still not too good. And last but not least, our donut, average frame rate at 17.53 milliseconds, stuttering at 1.37 and the variability at 2.86. Not too bad. It is of course very playable, much better than previous versions were. In any case, this is the end of the video, my friends. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you find it interesting. Take care.